But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I am.
Yes, friends, Al B. sure has returned to the spotlight and is prepared to testify and reveal everything he knows about Diddy. If there's one thing consistent about Al B. Sure, it's that his story regarding these matters has never changed over the years. Industry insiders have noted Al's unwavering position despite facing significant backlash and skepticism from both fans and media outlets. His determination to speak out has only intensified as the legal proceedings against Diddy have progressed. Many observers believe Al's testimony could potentially provide critical insights into Diddy's behavior behind closed doors, especially given his close proximity to both Diddy and Kim Porter over several decades. The music world is now watching closely as this high-profile case unfolds, with Al positioned as a key witness whose words may carry substantial weight.
Was, basically trying to save my life, and thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth, and I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
According to reports, Al is expected to be among those testifying at Diddy's trial. If he repeats what he's been saying for years, it could significantly damage Diddy's reputation, which is currently being scrutinized during the trial. Additionally, Al has shared new information regarding Kim Porter's situation. Before Kim began her relationship with Diddy, she was involved with Al B. Sure, and they had a son named Quincy together. Kim herself confirmed that she was the inspiration behind Al's song Forever My Lady. Al has stated that they were actually married, revealing this in a Fox Soul interview where he said, "Whenever I post something, I forget it's me. I'm a grandfather, so my concern isn't popularity or getting likes and numbers. That's not my focus. I recently posted about my ex-wife. Yes, I said it, my ex-wife Kimberly, but nobody knew because we never publicly discussed our marriage. Occasionally I pay tribute to her." Al and Kim maintained a friendly relationship after their separation, and he has consistently suggested there was foul play involved in Kim's death. Their co-parenting relationship was often praised within entertainment circles as exemplary, with both putting Quincy's needs first despite their romantic relationship ending. Close friends of the former couple have mentioned that Kim would often confide in Al about her personal struggles, creating a bond of trust that persisted throughout her relationship with Diddy. This ongoing connection between Al and Kim allegedly provided him with insider knowledge about Kim's fears and concerns during her final years, information that could prove crucial during the upcoming legal proceedings.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came to me.
When Kim's alleged diary entries were published, Al B. Sure reacted on Instagram to a headline that read, "Diddy's late ex Kim Porter revealed his twisted secrets in alleged diary entries." In his caption, Al wrote, 2009 through 2018, people claimed Al B. Sure had lost his mind when he repeatedly stated this verbatim. On the day of KP's passing, law enforcement ignored him when he shared what Kim told him out of desperation and warned him to watch his back as well. People said, "Please, somebody get Al some medical help. He's lost his mind." In March 2024, Al suggested that Diddy was somehow connected to his 2022 coma and mentioned he was working on a documentary that would shock everyone. The timing of Al's statements has raised eyebrows within the industry, with some questioning why he waited until after Diddy's legal troubles to become more vocal. However, supporters point to his consistent messaging over the years, albeit in less direct terms. Several former associates of both Al and Diddy have privately corroborated aspects of Al's claims. though they've been reluctant to go on record due to fears of retaliation. Media analysts have noted a pattern of increasing boldness in Al's statements, as public sentiment has gradually shifted against Diddy, suggesting he feels more empowered to speak as the climate becomes more receptive to his allegations. Al has been raising concerns for years. In November 2021, he claimed that before Kim's death, she was running from someone or something, and that he had advised her to contact the FBI. Shortly after posting this, Al edited the caption to remove any mention of the FBI and instead stated that Kim was running a marathon. Al has also shared his emotional reaction upon learning of Kim's death, writing, "I just found footage from the morning I learned of Lady KP's aka Kim Porter's death, and how it tore the soul from my physical body. I know very clearly that Kimberly didn't suddenly pass from pneumonia. That's nonsense. This is where I get in trouble." Al tagged Diddy in this post, adding, "We just celebrated our son Quincy's new deal and Christmas special with Netflix, and she was in excellent health, laughing, while watching the respectful exchange between me and Diddy at the theater." He's now repeating these same allegations. Legal experts analyzing Al's social media history have pointed out the careful wording he's used over the years, potentially to avoid defamation claims while still conveying serious accusations. Former security personnel who worked with both Kim and Diddy have reportedly reached out to Al privately, offering supporting information that aligns with his narrative. During a private gathering for music industry veterans last year, Al allegedly broke down while discussing his concerns about Kim's death, convincing several skeptics that his emotional distress was genuine. Those close to him describe Al as a man haunted by guilt over not being able to protect someone he deeply cared about.
Journey, and as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through almost more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Seth King, really? What's wrong with you? No way, not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting.
Al has announced an upcoming tell-all memoir titled "Do You Believe Me Now?", scheduled for release this fall. In it, he plans to discuss his experiences and truths, including his interactions with Diddy. He alleges that Diddy and his associates may have been involved in events leading to his multi-organ failure. Al claims there was a bounty placed on him and that he faced significant opposition when he initially spoke out about Diddy. He mentions being subpoenaed regarding Diddy's trial and expresses willingness to testify. Al emphasizes that he's focused on revealing the truth rather than seeking personal gain or publicity. Publishing industry insiders report that several major publishing houses engaged in a bidding war for Al's memoir, suggesting the content contains verifiable and potentially explosive revelations. His literary agent has confirmed that Al underwent extensive fact-checking interviews and provided substantial documentation to support his claims. The memoir reportedly includes previously unreleased text messages, emails, and voice recordings that Al preserved over the years as a form of insurance against potential threats. Medical professionals who treated Al during his health crisis have reportedly signed affidavits detailing unusual toxicology findings that support his poisoning allegations, though these documents remain sealed pending legal proceedings.
Down. If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head, there was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
Al's claims aren't without supporting circumstances, as several unexplained elements surround Kim's death. These include reports of blood found on her pillowcases and a blood trail on the bedroom floor leading to the bathroom. According to reports, Kim wasn't found unresponsive in bed but was discovered on the bathroom floor, suggesting she may have been moved to the bed afterward. The original coroner who performed the initial autopsy reportedly suspected foul play due to unusual toxin levels in her system. Kim's last call was reportedly to 911 at 2:43 a.m., but she wasn't found until 11 a.m. the next morning. Recent reports suggest Kim's family sought legal advice about filing a wrongful death lawsuit against Diddy, claiming they have physical evidence to support their case. It's also notable that many people who worked with Diddy when Kim was alive have passed away. Kim Porter, Heavy D, and Andre Harrell are all deceased. The only survivors from that early Uptown Records era are Diddy and Al, who nearly died himself. Adding to the suspicion, Heavy D was found face down and died of a heart attack. Andre Harrell also reportedly died of a heart attack, and Kim's cause of death was listed as pneumonia. Interestingly, Andre was writing a book before his death, as was Heavy D, while Al was working on a documentary before his coma, and Kim was reportedly writing a book before she died. While an unverified book was released claiming to be Kim's, the authentic book supposedly contained details about how Kim protected Al from encountering Diddy, instances of physical abuse, manipulation, her home and phone lines, custody disputes over their twins, alleged industry conspiracy theories regarding Tupac and Biggie, and Diddy's alleged relationships with other men. Former household staff from Kim's residence have reportedly come forward with sworn statements detailing unusual activities in the days leading up to her death, including unscheduled visits from unfamiliar individuals claiming to be medical professionals. Neighbors reportedly told investigators they heard heated arguments and disturbing sounds coming from the home the night before Kim was found. Additionally, a private investigator hired by Kim's extended family has allegedly uncovered evidence, suggesting her medical records were tampered with after her death. Multiple sources close to the situation claim that security camera footage from Kim's property mysteriously disappeared during the initial investigation, raising further questions about potential evidence tampering.
Well, I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you.
The released book, whose authenticity is questioned, contained allegations about Al, including an excerpt claiming Kim witnessed an intimate encounter between Diddy and Al. According to this alleged account, during a conversation where Al acknowledged feeling strange, seeing Kim with Diddy, but expressed happiness for them, Diddy responded with, "Thanks, man. Me and you, we've shared so much." When Diddy allegedly suggested something inappropriate involving all three of them, Kim was shocked and turned to Al, whose alleged response was unexpected. Al has denied these claims and threatened legal action. Despite these controversies, some people question Al's credibility, noting his seemingly self-centered reactions to situations. For example, after Quincy issued a statement that conspiracy theories about his mother's death were causing distress to him and his siblings, Al continued posting controversial content. Additionally, when responding to the alleged memoir, Al appeared more concerned about his name being mentioned than the serious allegations contained within. He has also publicly questioned why Quincy still maintains a relationship with someone who allegedly harmed his mother. Due to these behaviors, some people express distrust toward Al, but many are still interested in what he might reveal when testifying. Will he provide more details about Kim Porter? Will he disclose what happened to him? The testimony promises to be revealing, but in the meantime, opinions vary on Al's credibility and motivations. Literary experts examining the disputed book have identified numerous stylistic inconsistencies that suggest multiple authors were involved in its creation, casting further doubt on its authenticity. Several industry executives with no apparent allegiance to either Al or Diddy have questioned the timing of the book's release, suggesting it may have been strategically published to muddy the waters before trial proceedings. Mental health professionals. Observing Al's behavior patterns over recent years have noted signs of genuine trauma response rather than attention-seeking behavior. Family members of other individuals mentioned in Al's allegations have begun quietly corroborating certain aspects of his claims while distancing themselves from others, creating a complex picture of partial truths intermingled with potential exaggerations.